I'm here with head golf coach Zach Cedric. Coach, you guys started the week at the Colleton. Can you just tell me a little bit about how you guys played?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, the first round was just not good golf. I match play is awesome because there's the pressure of winning and losing every match. I know we've talked about that, but stroke play is very different. And I looking back at it historically, it's always been a little bit of a struggle in that first event. I think we had 1 year where Colleton was our first stroke play event, and we finished second. Last year we finished second, but that was after playing at Desert Mountain, where we didn't play very well. So, I think next year I got to try and figure out a way to. Some teams have started doing this. You'll play like a dual match, like a one-day 36-hole match against another school, just to kind of, get the willies out as far as like holding your ball out. Outside of that, I did see a lot of good things. We still, from a performance standpoint, it wasn't quite there the last couple of rounds. But like I said, there are a lot of little things skill-wise that this early in the spring I thought were very positive. We definitely left there feeling like we had a lot to build on and still had good mojo going to Desert Mountain. So
Yeah, so like you said, you guys played at the Desert Mountain this past weekend. Definitely a much different performance for you guys. What sort of change going into there from Colleton?
I think we were just more comfortable for one. There was a big difference in the last two rounds at Colleton versus the first round. Just some little stuff that wasn't quite there. Being out there a couple days early was certainly good to get used to how far the ball was traveling. Even though it's not like 5,000 to 6,000 feet like you might find in some places in Colorado. 2,500 to 3,200 feet of elevation. It changes how far the ball flies. And then mountain golf in the desert is different too because you read the break on your putt and then you have to figure out how the mountain is also influencing it. So and playing there last year too, Outlaw at Desert Mountain, you definitely need a lot of local knowledge. There are definitely things you do there to get it in the hole that are kind of the opposite of how we learn to play golf here in the Midwest. Being on what you would say the short side of the hole where you don't have as much green to work with intuitively feels like the wrong thing to do. But in those short-sided areas, there's also a lot of collection areas where it contains the ball and it's really easy to get it up and down versus, maybe I've got 40 feet between me and the hole, but I'm in a really deep bunker and I can't stop my bunker shot. So the local knowledge definitely helped. And I just, there's a different kind of mojo or swagger that's starting to build that is translating from when we compete at home to now on the road. I think that made a big difference. We didn't make a ton of birdies, but the last round, and I think this is very telling and it's very positive, is we were the only team that did not count a score above a bogey. And with that golf course, there is a double bogey or worse waiting for you on just about every hole. And for us to play in windy conditions and to limit any of the damage to no worse than bogey, I think is an awesome sign. So, we got to make some more birdies, but we're definitely on the right track. We really had it going in the second round. We had to 7 under at one point with probably 4 or 5 holes left, and then just didn't quite finish the round off and shot even. But I thought the last round in difficult conditions, you look at it, you see 3 over, but the fact that we didn't make any huge mistakes, I think is very positive.
So you guys started playing much better. Now you guys have another break. What's sort of your plan for the team going into this couple-week break?
Yeah, so this is basically turning into a week off. We didn't have any days off last week, so we're doing 2 days off. We moved last week's day off to this week. Today's Tuesday. Tomorrow we're going to lift, and we've got a bunch of meetings individually, and then the rest of that week will be off. There's with some changes in how we schedule practices and competitions, and this is for every sport. There's certain number of days off you need to give above what's required during the week. So we've got a few of those left, and we're going to use them this week just because when we come back next Monday, we'll basically have a week and a half before we compete in Florida, and then we've got another week and a half or so, and we play 3 in a row. So this is a good time. It's basically the halfway point of our spring calendar-wise, for the guys to get a little rest. We've got some guys that are going to go home, see their instructor. We've got one guy that's actually going to go play a tournament, which is awesome, this weekend. So kind of a little bit of individual downtime to rest and recharge in your own way, and then we'll come back and we'll pick it up full bore and make some slight adjustments in how we prepare based on what I've seen so far. But a lot of competition and a lot of accountability.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks.